the bottom part.
Well, hello again. Welcome to my shop. What we're going to work on today are these little things I made, which are I call them Tabletop Whirligigs. They're not really the whirligigs that you see outside in the wind. These have to be handled manually, but it makes an amusing little tabletop entertainment, you might call it. Some people are easily entertained like me, and this will do it. What it is some kind of a decorative ornament attached to this little arm, and at the bottom of the arm we're going to put a weight to make it swing back and forth nicely. It's going to be our little fulcrum we're going to use at the top. You can place it at different places. That'll change the speed and the way your whirligig works on your desktop. As you saw in the intro to this video, it makes an amusing little pastime which you can play with. So we're going to get to work on these. I got two of them here, for one for a teacher. This might make a nice little teacher's gift. Kid could bring this into the teacher, and the teacher put it on his desk, her desk, and I'm sure the little tykes will be glad to try playing with it every once in a while. The other one is for a musician or somebody involved with music. I might like to have it on their music stand to fiddle around with. Might even be used as kind of a metronome. Keep time while they're playing and practicing. Interesting idea for that. Alright, I'm going to cut these out of 1/4 inch birch plywood. They can be cut out of different kinds of wood, of course, but I like the 1/4 inch to start out with. And the fulcrum would be the same. When you make the fulcrum, of course, you got to make sure that that little groove, which slides over the 1/4 inch cut, is nice and snug, so it's nice and tight. And I'll show you how we can fix that up and make it work as we go along here. So you want to cut these patterns out first, and then get yourself a piece of 1/4 inch birch plywood and adhere these to the plywood. Now what I've done is, let me just take this out of here. I've already cut these out, and I've got my piece of plywood here that I'm going to use, and I put some painter's tape on it. Painter's tape, of course, will give you something to attach the pattern to, plus make the cutting a little smoother. Now I've got this rigged up so I can fit both of these patterns on here, get them situated accordingly, and that way I can make the most use out of the wood. And I'm going to attach these with some glue stick. I'm going to go do that right now, and I'll come back and I'll show you how it looks when it's all set up. Okay, as you can see, I have attached these to the board on top of the painter's tape, and I went over to my little drill press and I drilled some entry holes for my scroll saw entry blades, and we're pretty well ready to start cutting this. We should get two of these out of one board. Here we go. Let's go over to the scroll saw and do that now. Okay, we're going to be cutting these out with a number 5 reverse tooth blade. I'll cut down on some of the fuzzies, and I'm going to go around this and cut it all out. I won't film the whole thing. I'll just get it started here, and we'll speed it up a little bit and get these done. But you'll get the idea, since you probably already know how to do this. It's not a difficult cut, but you will have to do the internal pieces first, and they're kind of small for some people. But take your time and cut slowly. You should be able to cut them out without any great difficulty. Here we go. my fingers and arm get in the way sometimes, but that's all we can do. You only got so much area here to cut. Okay, we got our two patterns cut out, the music one and the teacher one. By the way, these patterns are available in a little book that I've put together, and I sell it on my Etsy store. It's relatively inexpensive. It's only $6. And you get a whole bunch of patterns, all sized and set up for you to cut. There's also instructions in there, too, for the stand that I use to put these on. You can make that very easily too. So you might want to check that out in the link down below and make yourself a few of these. They make nice gifts. It's a rather unique type of thing that most people don't get, and they find a little intriguing when they do get it. Alright, the next step now is to take this over to the drill press and drill our holes. Now you want to leave the pattern on until you do drill the hole, because it's got the centered for you down at the bottom. I use a 15/16 drill bit, I believe it is, and I'll talk more about that a little bit later. But let's go over to the drill press and drill out these holes. Okay, I was thinking 15/16 when I misspoke before. The drill bit is actually 5/16, and we're going to use that to drill on that little dot in the center of our weight area. So we're going to take the drill press and do that right now. Okay, I don't know what happened to it, but I lost the last part of my film here, so just gonna do a quick ending here. Here's our teacher ornament that we've got cut out, and of course drilled the hole in the bottom for the nut. And what you want to do is get yourself one of these sets, a nut and a bolt. These are 5/16. It's a 5/16 bolt and a 5/16 nut, and you're going to use those for the weight on the bottom of the ornament. And you just fasten it right on there. I'm going to hook this up since I only got one arm here to hold the camera. Okay, when you got it all bolted up, it looks like that. Got a nice little assembly on the bottom. That gives it a little bit of weight for movement on the frame. Now you're also going to need to cut out one of the little fulcrums. I've got it right here, and as I explained, you can always make it wider or cut it smaller if you'd like, or cut it bigger if you like, so that it fits at the bottom of the ornament and rocks on the frame. Now the frame, I have one here which I made. It's a very simple little frame. It's a box on top of a base, and I've got in the plans, I've got the directions for making this, the sizing of it. Basically you can just cut that out from the pattern that I've got. And when you've got it all done, all put together, you should have your Nice little rocking whirligig here for your desktop. Okay, when you got everything put together, put your little fulcrum on there and your nut. Best way to start this off is to just lay it down on the edge here like that. Hold it so it's almost flat, and then just release it. You want to make sure that fulcrum is straight on there, otherwise it could cause the balance off center. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and this little project. If you'd like to get the pattern, the link is down below. You can connect with my Etsy site and you can download a whole bookload of these different ornaments. And once you get used to doing them, you could probably design some of your own as well. Thank you for watching. Come back again.
On the bottom part.